Hello everybody. In this video we're going to continue looking at this shadow box. The last video ran a bit too long. I'm going to try to cover some more medals and orders that are on this display. And now, so we've covered these four things before. Check out that video. So now let's look at some of the other ones. Now let's start with this one. Now so far, by the way, everything that I've covered in the last video, and we're going to start with this one, it's not a real deal. Now, if this was a real deal, this would all be made of gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, all sorts of stuff. And obviously, I love collecting. The rest of these things after this order are going to be real, but this would be the last one on here that would be kind of a rather high quality, like a duplicate replica type of deal. So basically, this is what's called Order of Mikhail Kutuzov. Now, I'm not a historian, but basically, Kutuzov was a general, and I think he fought with, God, I want to say Napoleon, in obviously in the Tsar's Russia. And he was successful, and there's a lot of different information obviously on him. I'm going to try to post some of this, but basically this order, this is what was called for, like, for strategic victories. Some of the orders in the USSR could only be given to like a rank of an officer. So we did have, like, in the USSR, an officers like medals and orders, some and some were specifically made for soldiers. Now, I don't know enough about it, but I know that if this thing was real, it would have cost between $5,000 and $7,000 because it is really rare. On the back side of it, it does have the number 29 that's stamped, but once again, it is not real. It is a duplicate, fake, right? Not made of precious metal. You can kind of see the, let's see right there. So it is beautiful, and you can kind of see how the orders, they kind of follow the same motif. Not all of them, but in this case in particular. And I'm going to try and pull up something from a cell phone so I can tell you a little bit more about it, because keep in mind, like I mentioned in the last video, here, look at the cap while I talk, that I am not a historian. I'm not like a super duper serious collector. So let's see, Order of Kutuzov, there you go. Oh, you know what? So it's very interesting how, I pulled up the Wikipedia, and it is interesting how there's a modern version of this, but it looks like this. But this is the Soviet version. And the funny thing is about this is that, at some point, USSR tried to be separate from, from the Tsar's regime. So they've not had these medals. But then during World War II, I guess they wanted to evoke some sort of historical, struggle type of deal, and then they went back to like more pre-Soviet awards, and this is one of them. So here I'm reading this. So he was actually a field marshal, Mikhail Kutuzov, and he lived 1745 to 1813. And the order was established during World War II to reward senior army officers. Order of Kutuzov had 3 classes and was retained by the Russian Federation after the USSR fell apart. So it's interesting how it all kind of came together. So it had the first, the second, and the third class. I believe that this one is a replica of a second class. But at the same time, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time talking about it. Oh yeah, here you go. Here, this is how it looked in the three classes. Oh, you know what? This one is this one is a second class. I think it does look more like this middle one. So there you go. So it was given for basically for successful operations. And there's a whole lot of these things. You see, there's also Order of Suvorov, there's Order of Alexander Nevsky, there's Order of Nakimov, which was a naval version of the same order type of deal. Well, this is a modern one. So this was given for, you know, to generals, to colonels, to whoever's responsible for making sure that the offensive operation goes well, and obviously the three classes. So being the second one, yeah, this one I don't remember. I think maybe $80, but yeah, it's, if it was real, it would have been crazy expensive and rare too. I think I read somewhere like along the line, like only like 3,000 of these were issued. So all right, so there's that. So the rest of this, to the best of my knowledge, is real, and we're gonna start with this one. This one is quite high up there, and it's on the same plank. Now, guys, I do apologize. I'm not going to remove this, because if I do this, I'm going to have to redo the entire thing. But this is on the same plank, and this is on the same plank. So this did belong to a same person, or at least that's how I bought it. Now, this one right here, it is real. It is gold, and it's silver. So it's basically, it's gold-plated silver, from what I understand. It does have a number, 513,675. And this one, it's a pretty popular one. I mean, a lot of them were given, probably over 1 million. And this one was primarily given, so by the way, what is it? It was called Orden Боевого Красного Знамени, which means Order of the War Red Banner. So you see how this is like the red banner, the red flag? So this was given in particular for, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I misspoke. Order of the Red Banner. It's not like a war red banner. No, I'm sorry. Orden Красного Знамени. Yes. Order of the Red Banner, or of the red flag. This was given for civil and for military deeds. It's pretty prestigious. This was right underneath what was called Order of Lenin, which was the next highest up. But this one is like the second, I guess, from the highest, but at the same time, Order of Lenin. After that, there had like other military stuff, or like other military orders. I'm sorry, it gets really confusing, and keep in mind, I'm not a professional at this. But this is, like I said, it's a pretty high up there. It's on the same plank with some other lower class medals, and this is kind of confusing. You see, medal order, but it's on the same plank, but at the same time, this is higher than the rest of them. Now, the colors, I'm sure there's a whole different ball game when it comes to why these ribbons are these colors. I'm sorry, I don't know these things. All I know is that this thing was given in hundreds of thousands, if not over millions, for mostly military, war-related things, like for killing X amount of tanks, for shooting down X amount of planes, for successful operations, for avoiding capture, or capturing the enemy, stuff like this. So this is what that is. Now on the same plank, this is probably, so you have two of the same medals, za военные заслуги, for war. I don't even know how to translate it, but basically for achievements in war. And you can see there's two of exactly the same thing. This one is numbered 2,592,035. And then this one, 545,611. I don't believe I have books for these, but basically, it's a blank. This is silver. It should have like red enamel right here, but you can see it kind of got erased. You have a Mosin Nagant rifle, and you have a saber right here. And the way you're supposed to wear it is like this. So you can kind of see if it's the same person. They have some sort of a higher military achievement, and then 2 war achievements. So this could be anything, but this is very common, these things. So going down here, this one is for victory in World War II. So it says, "Our deeds are right, we won," with Joseph Stalin. And it's interesting because this one is facing west towards Germany. There is a different award very similar to this for victory over Japan. Very similar, I think, different color ribbon, but it's facing the different direction. It's facing east. So this is the medal for that. За взятие Budapest, for taking Budapest. and it has the date, 13 February 1945. За взятие Vienna, for taking Vienna. You can kind of see the ribbons. You have a date, 13th of April 1945, and this is for 30-year anniversary of the Soviet Army. Советская армия и флот. So, 1918, 1948. Basically, it's an anniversary medal. USSR was really big on anniversaries. So, there's a whole series of these medals. All right, folks. There we go. I think we've covered just about enough. I need to put this thing down, take a little breather, and we'll pick it up with the next video. See you, everybody.